What's going on, guys? Hope all is good. Today I want to talk about how you deal with unconscious people. So, that's a tough one, especially even for me. When I come across an unconscious person, getting on my nerves. Sometimes I just want to, lay the smack down on them, but, if you do, you get in trouble. And obviously, if you do that, you are unconscious yourself. So, how do you deal with them? Well, let me tell you something. It is really, really, really hard. Really, really, really hard. I'm trying my best to, understand and realize that not everyone can be on the same level of thinking, depending on, their circumstances and how they were brought up, so on and so forth. So, how do you deal with unconscious people? I think in my last segment, my Conscious Advice channel, I did mention this, and it's always when you come face to face with the person, you got to try to recognize and be aware of yourself first before approaching a person with a mind that is not as stable. That person might be going through a lot of issues in his or her life, at that moment. Probably thinking of troubles at homes, bills, issues they're dealing with, family issues, sickness, whatever it may be. So even if in that moment, they try to get on your nerves, you got to realize that at times it's not even their fault majority of the time. So what do you do? I think the best thing to do is just be quiet and not react to whatever that person is doing or saying or coming across. So what I think we should do in this kind of situation is to be very present in the moment and be aware prior to even engaging with another person who's unconscious. It is a really tough practice to do, but once you actually start doing it and you start getting the hang of it, I think it becomes easier and easier. And I started to notice this myself, that anytime I feel even my own emotions carrying over, me getting angry or upset because someone else did something to me or has said something to me, the first thing, as soon as I feel those emotions starting to rise up, I just switch over and I say, oh, wait a minute, hang on. You know what, this is not me. This is my own mind engaging with an unconscious mind. So I think the best piece of advice to do in this kind of situation is to, when dealing with a person who's unconscious, is to just be quiet, remain quiet, don't say anything back, don't engage, don't react to that person's unconsciousness. And when you do that, you let the person, sometimes the person who is even in an unconscious state of mind, who is arguing with you, just quiets down because you're quiet. And then, there's this other side of them that comes into play and starts saying, okay, what am I doing here? Maybe in their own thoughts, and they would stop arguing at some points. So the best thing to do is just let it be. And if you can do that and recognize that some people are not in the right state of mind, then at that point you are getting mentally and consciously stronger, I guess you can say. But it is a tough gig. So the minute you realize someone is not is unconscious and is starting to start things with you or try to trigger your mind, it's almost like a dog wanting to fight. The best thing to do is just back down, just remain calm, and just remain quiet. So that's my advice, my conscious advice for you. If you like that, please share, please subscribe, and just remember, you know what, in an unconscious state of mind, you always have emotions. You always have emotions that could trigger you, basically from an unconscious mind of another person. So anyways, I hope that helped. Like I said, if you like it, please do share, and don't forget to subscribe, all right?